Hello everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyazifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese siza la soyixoxa le story esuke siyifundile, sixoxela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuyifunda incwadi nalaba futhi abanqonayo nje ukuthi bazifunde izincwadi. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama recaps ama reviews bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga any other issues avukayo mangabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi TV. Uma ngabe uyaqala ukujoina namhlanje ungakhohlwa ukupressa usubscribe la ngezansi bese uyaphinda futhi upressa i-notification bell la eduze kuka subscribe ukuze phela uthole umsebenzi omusha uma ngabe sesiwufakile. Guys, I forget, but thank you so much to everybody that send me best wishes for the weekend. The weekend went very well. It went better better than I thought. You know, when you're planning the event, you're always nervous. I'm still exhausted from all of the work of the weekend, but it was such a beautiful event. My niece is trying to edit something for me that I will post, but I think today I'm just going to post more pictures in a video form, just for you guys to see how the event went, because so many people were asking me why I didn't invite them and sending me best wishes. But yeah, you guys will get to see a little bit more about it. Maybe next week I'll be able to post a video. I really cannot vlog. I don't even know how to vlog, and it would have been impossible for me to do it this weekend. Honestly, it was just too hectic, but you guys will see more about it. Thank you so much for all of the best wishes. It went very well. Maybe I'll invite you guys to the wedding. But it's not coming anytime soon. This event exhausted me so much. I'm not looking forward to planning a wedding day. But anyway, today we're going to do a Real Housewives of Devon episode 7. Guys, this episode really excited me. I'm so glad the permanent editor of the show is back this in this episode, because episode 6 honestly was full of disappointments for me. Listen, guys, listen. I did tell you the season is long enough to see different sides of people. Konabantu that people think are not shady, but on this episode, we see a bit of shade from them. Listen, I'm still waiting to hear more about these women's businesses. I just don't understand that part about it. This must be the only housewife franchise where people don't talk about what their work is. They don't show us anything. They don't show us their products. They don't show us their business places. They're just about fun. So I'm really missing that part when it comes to this season. I want to see what these women do for work, and they don't seem to be showing us that. So my episode is Zumbe. We are used to the yellow houses now. We don't make a big deal about it. Ulona umakhomala is sitting with her husband uSeleku. Uhlezi eza ne-tray ke bakithi, as I need to learn something from umakhomala ngoba mina inkomishi ngiletha ngesandla. Uhlezi letha nge-tray. You know, she was a juice or tea, and she seems to be back home. Angithi siyazi ukuthi akasahlala eMzumbe because of work, which we don't know whether it's because of work for Real Housewives or it's because of work for other things, because she does have other things that she's doing for work besides the Real Housewives. So yeah, so then they're talking about the trip, which they are leaving later on in a week for Ilokuzani trip, London. They talk about the fact that uyabuza kumsele ukuthi, did you guys end up choosing any zohamba nabo private jets? Listen, guys, yabona in that dinner Kamseleku with Vivian and Sorisha and Umakhumalo, they did talk about the private jets. They did talk about the private jets. They just didn't show us, because Umselegu talks as if they had that conversation where the wives are going to go on a private jet, which means they decided they go to Umakhumalo, you are coming with me on a private jet. And they did discuss not everybody can go on a private jet. Nobody is saying exactly what it's because of space, but I'm assuming it's because of space, and she cannot take everyone. Umakhumalo says, Usorisha said she can suggest to Bani that should go on a plane with them, and Umakhumalo was like, you know what, I'll leave that up to you, because you know these women better. I think that was a good decision on Umakhumalo's part. She doesn't know any of these women, and I'm sure she doesn't want to get into Ilokuzani drama as well, because masebebuza ukuthi ubani ochuzile ukuthi ubani ozongena private jet, uSorisha might just say, because I suspect ukuthi uSorisha she's fake a little bit. I think she is shady, but she just doesn't show what she's shady. And even the way that she chose the women that she chose, there is shade there, you know. So Umakumalo was like, no, I don't know these women very well. You know them. You choose whoever. I'm just happy ukuthi mina I'm chosen, so I don't have to drive there and I don't have to be on a quantum. Listen, it was a V class or whatever that they went with. But I'm just going to say, because compared to a private jet, it just feels like they went they were driving in a quantum. So we have a quantum team and a private jet team. So and she also talks about Makumalo meeting with Ula Chongo, explaining what happened. I think her reflection of the meeting was truthful, but then she was shady a little bit. Maybe Ula Chongo felt like faneke kube wuyo Makumalo oyokhuluma naye because phela umuntu omkhulu. If you guys didn't pick up that shady, listen, I pick up everything. She was shady. The thing about Umakumalo, I understand why people love Umakumalo, because everything she does with a smile, and she does it as if she's being friendly about it. And as a result, people don't pick up how really shady she can be. And I do understand why people love her. I do understand why people love her. I love her too, but I just feel like I just wanted to be real and be herself. Yabona Lana, when she says it with a smile, I maybe pelubefuna kube yimi ngiyombingelela because umuntu omkhulu, you know. And because she says that ehleka smile, people are not gonna pick up what she's being shady to Ula Chongo. Everybody here is shady. And then we move on to Annie. No, Jojo. Annie has invited Jojo to a Zulu lesson. I don't know why Annie keeps inviting Jojo to a Zulu lesson, because Jojo doesn't see the need to do ama lessons as Zulu. She says, she's not very intelligent when it comes to words and stuff, so she's going to forget anyway. She had invited Ulona, Sorisha as well, but Sorisha she says she's hosting a dinner, so she doesn't have time to come. And Annie says she really felt like she wanted someone who has a calming energy to come to the lesson. She was disappointed Sorisha didn't come, but anyway, so they do a lesson. It goes well. She teaches them numbers, and Annie really is taking it seriously. I really love what Annie is doing. Anyway, I think as well, if my kids spoke a language that I couldn't understand, I will make those efforts. So as usual, Jojo was not taking anything seriously when it was coming to that lesson. I really just feel good to Annie should take someone else, someone more supportive when it comes to those lessons. I feel like as much as Jojo is fun to be around, I don't think that she takes that thing seriously, but Annie is doing it because it's something that is very important to her. And then the next thing, it was Jojo and her parents. I was so happy to see her parents, and they seem very young. Hey, they're very young. Maybe like in their 60s, yes, but fresh. But humble and Jane, I love that. And they're in Woodies. They said they're in Woodies. She said it's our estate. So I don't know if Woodies as well is their property or their restaurant. I'm not sure about that. But she said we are going to Woodies, which is at our estate. So mhlambe eyabo nawo. Listen, like I said at the beginning, these women are not taking opportunity. Maybe because their businesses are already successful, they don't see the need to advertise my businesses on this show. Because honestly, if Woody's belongs to Jojo and her husband, I would have, being with George, I would have given a little bit more information about my business. Oh yeah, we're going to Woody's, which is in our estate. This is our business. This is what it does, and this is where it's located. But she doesn't. She just says we're going to Woody's. It's at our estate, and then that's it. So I don't know why they make those decisions, and I guess you could see even the interviewers don't prompt them to give more information, because maybe even them tell us a little bit more about the property. Is it your property? And then they give. It means now, but they don't ask those questions. They're just more interested in the entertainment part of the show. And then how are your friends? Tell us about your new friends. And obviously, Jojo goes into talking about Unonku. She didn't even, maybe that conversation was cut in the edit, because she doesn't say anything about anybody else except for Unonku and how she likes Unonku, but she doesn't know where they are friendship stands because Unonku talks too much and she just can't take it. Listen, I really feel like Ulokuzana Jojo is being influenced by Ilokuzana, by the other women, because they don't like Unonku. That's why her opinion of Unonku is changing so much, and she's getting even more irritated with Unonku, where before she was patient with her. And the thing about it is, I think sometimes when it comes to friendships and relationships in general, age does play a part in it. Yeah, because you might be a businesswoman and working and whatever, but these women are young as well. So sometimes the way that they handle friendships, remember I did that video about how old these women are, and Jojo, even though she didn't give us an age, I suspect that she's one of the younger ones. So sometimes the way that they handle friendships and relationships shows a bit of immaturity on their part. So yeah, she talks about Nonku to her parents. I didn't hear her talk about any other woman. Maybe she did, it was just cut out because really the producers want us to think the only person that she spoke about was Unonku. And then she talks about her husband. We didn't know, guys, but her husband is going through an operation to fix his nose. He went through an operation to fix his nose, and it didn't go well. They had complications, so he had to go back and do it again. So he's going through that. So I don't know if he has gone already for a second operation and going through healing, but there's that's going on. We're wishing Kelvin Baggett, he's one of my favorite husbands. He handles Real Housewives so well compared to the other husbands. I love him so much. I hope he gets better from what's going on. And yeah, Lorna seems a little bit emotional about it. It seems like she was holding back. I think she only talked about the op because her parents asked about it. I don't think she had any intentions of talking about it. And because they talked about it, then in the interview they asked her a little bit more about it. He says he's healing and he'll be back to normal in no time. And I hope that is true. Now we go to Nambiti. Remember, Pella, it's a weekend of the trip. They go to Nambiti. Ulokhuzana uLondi London went. I thought uLondi London uhambe neLokhuzana Quantum squad. But no, she didn't. Uhambe qala. I don't know how she got there, but I know it wasn't private jet. So she gets there. I mean, it makes sense as the host to get there before and, see the place, allocate the rooms and all of that. When she gets there, this guy was a Nambiti. Honestly, these Nambiti people, I am so disappointed in them. Because honestly, if you know that Real Housewives of Devon Showmax is coming to shoot the show in your business, guys, you are cancelling bookings and whatever just to make sure that these people get all of the rooms that they want. I don't understand how you get Showmax to come to your place of business, and you are telling them, guys, I know there's 8 of you, but I only have room for 3. Like, what? I was like, Gaibo, this is a joke. Yes, but they got there and like, no, unfortunately, we didn't have enough rooms. So it's you and 3 other ladies are going to have rooms here. The others are going to go to Lions Valley. Okay, I'm like, Lions Valley sounds nice. It must be nice too. And then he is like, but it's like an hour and a half away from Nambiti. Honestly, if I was Londi London, I was just going to call the Lions Valley and say, Lions Valley, do you have rooms for all of us? And then a book for all of us, if this wasn't something that was set up by the producers. So I'm wondering as well, when she was, when they said there's no room, where is the crew going to sleep? Are they sleeping in the tents outside? Or did they manage to book the Nambiti lodge? Oh, because Pella, this trip is planned by the producers. They might have left that thing because there's no way that Londi London is going to leave her house to come to Nambit and only found out when she's there. The ladies that she's invited on a trip don't have rooms, when she has booked. So I feel like there's a lot of things I don't understand about them not having rooms. Where are they? Is the crew having the rooms at Nambit, or are they also going to sleep at the Lions Valley? the camera guys, everybody in the crew, where are they going to sleep? Did they get the rooms? How did they get the rooms? But the women didn't get the rooms. It really feels like a setup. And an hour away, guys, an hour away, I really honestly thought they must just book at the Lions Valley so that they are all at the Lions. If the Lions Valley has enough rooms, then everybody should just go to the Lions Valley. But yeah, they didn't think of that idea. After some time, they show us the private jets. The private jets crew going on a private jets. We already know it was Sorisha, Umakumalo, Jojo, and Annie. Honestly, I want to start something, but it did feel a little bit like, okay. Had it not been for Umakumalo saved Sorisha, honestly, because had it not been Umakumalo, I would have been like, oh, so uthathela abantu abamnyama no bafaka ngala, and then you know what I mean. It did kind of feel like, how did you choose these particular women? Maybe she felt like she's more close to Ulona or Annie, no Jojo, but to Jojo na. How did she choose Jojo? How did Jojo? I hope it's not because of Jojo Mlungu. Guys, because how did you Jojo? But Jojo is just as new as Lokuzana Londi London, and Jojo and Lokuzana and Jojo is not close to. So we haven't even seen Sorisha spend time with Jojo, but all of a sudden she chose. How did she choose Jojo? Nginento yokuthi choose Jojo because Jojo Mlungu wamfaka kwiLokuzana. And then ulona uMakhumalo because vele bayazwana nehusband yakhe, and then no N. Okay, or any they might be close, but no N. But guys, it's a weird thing. Honestly, it is a weird thing. She might have as well as have put names on the poll and be like, I think that I think that would have caused less drama. But again, it's her husband's plane. If it's her husband's plane, anyway. So, and they got on the plane, they're talking on the plane, they're talking about how the trip is going to be, and Umakumala is saying she's looking forward to meeting Umabusi, and she says, Umabusi laughs a lot, so I guess we'll get along with her. Yeah. You just haven't taken the time to get to know the other women, Makumala. So you're going to have a hard time getting to know them, because on this trip, she keeps following around to Selisha. I don't know if she's going to mingle, but this is the trip for you, Makumala. If you don't, for the next season, honestly. So the road trip doesn't go well. On the trip, first it's nice, guys. I like road trips. Obviously, me now when I travel with my friends going on trips, it's road trips because obviously we don't have private planes. I always love road trips as long as the ride is comfortable and there's no car issues on the way. Road trips are usually very nice. Even when we just went on a trip last day to Ehluhluwe, and we drove there, like different cars drove there. We would stop and just have fun at different places. It was fun. I like road trips. So initially the trip is nice. After they're in this V class. But I said quantum. But Bexa quantum rights before they got into the second one, And it's Umabusi Benola Chonto. At first they go and they pick up Umabusi. Olachong has been updating people about the meeting yakhe noMakhumalo sengikhathele. Phela sahlangana. Uthi ukhohliwe phela Can you imagine umuntu athi ukhohliwe? One thing I know mina about me is I understand energy. I'm tired of that conversation, Lachong. You've updated enough people about Lokuzana noMakhumalo. I think people already understand now what you don't really like Umakhumalo, you don't really think she's real, you think she's fake. We already know it. Let's just move on now. But she updates Umabusi. I guess ukuthi bengakamboni Umabusi. And then they pick up Ulona, but they suspect that because maybe Ulona will be late, and Ulakon's like, you know what, if she's late, I'm not waiting for nobody. I just don't do that. I value time. If she's late, Samshi. I was like, I use Bazumshia and Pella Lona, and there's gonna be drama. Ngabe bamshile honestly because she looks like she's not having fun initially when she gets to the trip. But they pick up Unonku. So it's the three of them. They start talking about the petal, the Who is Petal? Obviously, we're never gonna hear the name Mr. Petal because Mr. Petal might not exist, guys. Really, there is a possibility that Mr. Petal, because even when she talks about him, like she's not very convincing, Jenna. She just wants us to think of him as this guy who brings flowers, and the flowers Nakona, they're suspecting the other cast members. She might have bought them herself. But Bona, she didn't seem surprised. I thought she was surprised, honestly. I went and I watched that scene and I was like, she seems surprised, God. God, again, there is a possibility. Yokuthi vele uplanile. Yena, she was the first one to see the guy coming with the flowers and pointed it out to Jojo. Here's the guy who's the queen and what. So maybe she did buy the. Maybe even if she didn't buy the flowers for herself, but maybe she made those arrangements with Petal. But please send me flowers when I'm there because I just wanna, you know. So, they talk about that. Oh, no, curious. No, don't let go of anything. My phone was into. It's like when she was asking Annie, why didn't you invite us to your wedding? She wouldn't let go. She's like that. Even now, she can't let go of who Petal is. Is he gonna come? Invite him, Pella Afig. She's like, I don't even believe what she's real. Look, who's Mr. Petal. And so they're asking him, are you in love with him? Has he proposed? What if he proposed? He's like, yeah, he can propose for us to date. So I guess the guy is still courting her. But the biggest question is Mr. Petal real? And who bought the flowers? Because the other women really believe go to Ulakongo bought herself flowers. And then kusamnandi kusanjalo hidli imoto. Entshantsha emnyama ecebezelayo. Yabona le moto, it looked like nje by driver out of the car dealership bakibeza laba, and then imoto ku freeway kancane uyavele yama bedlala ngathi yazi inkosi yami. Ama producers ashilo ukuthi, you know what, you will drive for 2 hours and then release the car and then make the car stop. And then obviously they were not happy about it, guys. You know, masufuna ukufika where you want to. That's what was happening. Uphiso umchamo nonkuwakazi usachame kanjani, guys. Ukhona umuntu omnyama ongazi ukuthi uma uphiso umchamo and you are next to the bushes, you just go to the bushes and squat and chama. This is not a problem. That is not a problem. I'm like, I the bushes, go there, the bushes. Number 2, yeah, I understand. Number 2 will be a problem. But number 1, go to the, we can take a small piece of tissue, go to the bushes there. You know, we have bigger problems here. The car has broken down. We can't deal with the urine now. But yeah, there was a problem. Piece of in. Oh, they wait, guys. It looks like they waited for long. They're very disappointed at the driver. It looks like there's things that the driver didn't check on the car, which is it right for them to travel. So they're not happy. Go figure any quantum. The quantum that came, guys, it's not a quantum, you know, like I said, you know. But the quantum that came looks older than the other one. And the one that came, it's a luxury car, guys. So it was really nice. Le abahleli ngathi manje uze washo lo nonke ukuthi hey lena ngathi sizodlulisa imali 300 rand bebehleli kanjalo ke na. But yeah, I guess at this point they just want to get to the destination. Abanye bayifayise, you know. I guess enambitsi bafikile aboselisha usurprise ulona uthi how ulondi how ulondo usurprise how did these ones get there first, but she found out ukuthi okay they flew. Uyaba explainela ngama room ukuthi ulondi futhi naye she's not a good host. Ulondi there is 3 rooms ne, was it 4 rooms, because it was supposed to be her and 3 other ladies. Ngike ngaba confused kancane. So ulondi futhi kulama rooms are 4, she takes 2, because she takes a room for herself, she takes a room for the nanny and and her baby. Now there's only 2 rooms left. It's even worse. She should have been the one to go to the Lions Valley, honestly, ulondi. So then mabefika la uyabachazela ukuthi okay bekuna 4 rooms available here engiwatholile. I guess she was able, because at the beginning bekade kuzoba abantu abawu3 kuphela ababezohlala. She was able to negotiate another room or something. She's like, I took 1 room for myself, I took another room for the nanny and my baby. Now there's 2 more rooms, and I'm going to put Sorisha on 1 room, and I'm going to put Umakumari only because she's new. She's the one that's going to enjoy this trip because she's new. I get. Obviously, and is not happy. You mean to tell me what I arrived on a private jet? Now I'm going to get in the quantum and travel an hour and a half just to go and sleep. So she's like, the best thing is that everybody changes here, freshens up, prepares for the pyjama party. We do a pyjama party, and then you guys go. And then tomorrow, maybe whatever event we're going to go to do tomorrow, we'll do it. We'll be the ones abasuka la bayilona, which I thought was fair. But guys, being tired, ufika ukhathele bese kuthiwa uzodrive for 1.5 hours. But isikhathi so drive is besilokhu sel because the guy omtshelile uthe the place is a 1.5 hour away. But then when she's telling us sorry, she says she's an hour, it's an hour away. Mase kufika laba bane uthi it's 45 minutes away. I think she was just trying to make it sound better. And then Ulona when is like, yo guys, this place it must be like 2 hours away. I wouldn't be surprised even when it's like 3 hours away because those places usually in Tawe kanje ziqhelelene, one lodge away from the other kuyaqhelelana nje nama properties asweqhelene kakhulu, so it might even be 2 hour drive. So and then okay, yes, and then the others arrive abe quantum, they're tired, they look tired, they say they just need a shower bangene bedini, you know, mabefika the news. But they're surprised now. How did the others get here before them? But London game, agabatsheli. Then when they sit somewhere, it's umabusi nokunaye ulachonxo. Then umabusi, I don't know how she found out umabusi ukuthi ene the others landed on a private jet, and then she tells the others, the ulachonxo was surprised, but unokuke is upset. Because you mean ngikhathele kanje mina? Khona abantu bahamba nge-private jets. Obviously it's not. It sounds like when they were talking like that, because obviously it was heated, Usorisha was somewhere overhearing them what they were saying. Anyway, we are about to London. She's going to find a room for them to freshen up for the pyjama parts, and then later on that night they're going. Oh no, go at this point she's over it. She wants to go home. She's just tired, and she feels like there's more tiredness coming from this trip. And then mabesakhuluma nge-private jet bayakhuluma, and umabusi asked a question because I wonder what qualified people to get on a private jet. Honestly, do you have to be like light skinned, ufane kube umlungu or in? But then they're like, but uMakhumalo is there, and like, hey, you don't know na yumpofu. Now I did think about that, guys. I did think think if there was another white person or Indian person that was there kulea group le, and she would have taken that person. I deny Pella ulokhuzana usorisha kodwa nje, yeah. We see you. Sayibona shade Serisha. Thank you very much. We do see it. We receive. We've been asking for a storyline from Usorisha, and she's giving it to us. She's being shady. And it has to do with race a little bit. I don't know. I don't care what people say, but it does. It does. Umakhumalo was there only because of their friendship between Ulukuza and their husbands. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been there. Anyway, pyjama party starts. I get guys, you know. The pyjama party, I'm like, is that a pyjama? Londilan and Annie and Jojo. First, the editors are very shady, guys. They are so shady because at the beginning, okay, maqhamuka ulondilan no Annie no Jojo, they bafike boy 3 kanyani. Wearing sexy, like between cream and white. Imbala iyangihlola, guys, but they were looking sexy, baby bahle. So kwadlala this music value, like in the movie when you're walking in a sexy whatever. So baya hambak and then bahlala phansi. Khona lo music abawudlala engathi record liya scratch after behleli phansi oJojo kuvele kwadlala le nto ethi koqhamuka amaqhamuka uMakhumalo beno Sorish, and vele mabaqhamuka is like, hayi bo laba ngathi they are at home nje now with their husbands. And there's nothing special planned for this particular night. That's me trying to be sexy. I'm like, What a disappointment. Baziqhamukela namagawuni nabo njena, and I'm like, hayi bo, kanti where is sexy here? There was no sex. Where's Makumalo was wearing? What do you call it? Lento sifakayo ma weave to protect the weaves. Now ngikhohlwa igama. She was wearing that. It was a fancy one, but still, it's not sexy at all. Jojo is like, what are you doing? Jojo akakwazi ukuthula. I was like, what is that thing doing on your head? It's like, no, it's nice, but not for tonight, not for sex. And then after a while, the Nunonku, guys, Umabusi always brings it. That's why I don't understand why these producers didn't think Umabusi deserves like a permanent place on Real Housewives. I don't know why she's a friend of a show. I would have made Makumalo a friend of a show and made Umabusi a housewife, because honestly, she brings it. She was sexier than all of them, I think, especially in that group. And then there was Lokuza Nonku, Brits was looking at. Ulona Ulachonco was between the sexiest group, and in this pajama parts Ulachonco Umakumalo no Sorisha was a quantum group. And the others were a private jet group, because but she was a little bit sexier than, she looks nicer than Umakumalo no Sorisha Ulachonco, but she wasn't as sexy as the others. You know what I mean? Yeah, she was. But the others were impressed by Ulachonco. She was like, yo, besides uzoqhamuka cotton or something, but she looked nice. Obviously, guys, when it starts, a pajama part, it was about Ulachonco is like, we heard good, some people landed with a private jet. At this point, Sorisha was irritated because mabefika vele bakhulumile ngakuthi Sorisha, we didn't see the other ladies arrive, but we heard them, meaning she heard what they were talking about. They were like, what were they saying? She's like, no, I'll wait for them. Listen, I was looking forward to it because I thought Sorisha for once she's going to be real, and Pella, you can't show us one side when you are just nice. Still born at the other side. But she didn't. They got there. But I thought she's gonna be like, yeah, so guys, what were you saying last night? I'm here now. What do you have to say to me about traveling in a private jet? But she was like, until asked, so we heard good a private jet in. She's like, no, I'm just asking. And then she was the one that was the most angry. She's like, you know what? I'm just going to talk, guys. I feel disrespected. And I feel like even if you can't take us, the courtesy is just say, guys, here is the thing. My husband was able to get me a private jet. I cannot take all of you. And I mean, honestly, it had all the logic that I could think of what Ulona was saying. I would have thought she would have said that. Obviously, you can't take it as personal as Nonko is taking, because, I mean, if someone didn't choose you, it's okay, enjoy the trip. But I think I understand saying, why didn't you just tell us so we know we are driving, but there are other people have a Hamba with private jet. And the way that they were so tired, the other ladies, it makes sense that they were taking it personally. But Jojo, because Jojo is in that state where everything that Unonku says irritates her, she seems to take offense more than even Sorisha is taking offense, which I don't understand. I didn't understand. She was like, she was telling Unonku to shut up. I think Unonku was still trying to make a point. Guys, here's the thing that we have to understand. As Kulumi the same, as he articulates into the same, as Funukuba racist, but at the same time, black people don't articulate their points the same as white people. And it's something that people always say, and black people don't get to the point. They take time. It's just the way it's kuluma. And just get to the point, You talk too much. It really irritates me. She was very disrespectful, guys. There's a lot of things that I don't like about Unonko, but Jojo was disrespectful in this episode. I didn't like it. Just let the woman finish what she's saying. She's an adult. Even Unonko was like, but Jojo, you can't speak to me like that. She was speaking to her like she's speaking to a child. I don't like that. I don't know. I'm changing a little bit about George. I don't like it. I don't like how disrespectful she was to Nonko just because she was taking longer to make the point that she was trying to make. And I don't like the fact that she's so immature about her relationship with Nonko, because she's with the other women who are here in her ear about Nonko. Now she's changing now. She's treating Nonko the same way that Annie is treating Nonko. But that was it. Unonko was not able to finish her point, and Jojo is irritated that she talks too much. She never finishes talking. Annie on this side, she's just laughing about the disrespect that is being dished to Unonko. I don't like those things when it comes to women. Anyway, there was a conversation between Jojo no, was it Jojo no Annie at some point where they were talking about the bookings. They also don't understand. Londi, you invited us on a trip. Why didn't you book early? What is this thing of us now being here, being here and then having to move somewhere? They're not happy about that. They talked about the flowers. It seemed like anything. Those flowers were bought by Ulokozana Ulachonco. No, Jojo seems to think the same. I don't know, guys. What do you think of those flowers? Do you think ukuthi Ulona Ulachonco bought herself flowers? What would be the reason for that? Why would you buy yourself flowers, guys? What would you buy yourself? But yeah, that's what they think, guys. That was today's episode. Honestly, I'm impressed by this episode. I didn't pick up a lot of things that I felt like there were edit issues, but there's a lot of producer sneakery here. But it's okay because that's what reality shows are about. As long as we do, it's not so much that we pick it up. But the car breaking down, guys, was not an accident. The picking of the women who goes into the plane, who goes into, was not. The rooms not being there, it being 1.5 hour away, that is the doing of the producers. All of that is the doing of the producers. We see you, but we love it anyway. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like the video before you share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.